channel. So today's video will be a prom makeup tutorial. This is actually the second and final prom tutorial that I will be filming and posting on my channel. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch my first tutorial, I will be sure to link that in the description bar below. Definitely check it out. But I did want to make sure that I filmed at least one prom makeup tutorial featuring all affordable drugstore products. I know that when I went to prom, I did not have a whole lot of money to spend on buying makeup and buying a bunch of makeup at that. So I wanted to make sure that I filmed at least one tutorial featuring a lot of different products that are very easy to get your hands on and are very affordable. So with that in mind, all of the products that I will be using in this video can be purchased at your local drugstore. Definitely make sure to check the description bar below because I will have a full list of all of the products that I use throughout the video. So if you like this prom smoky eye makeup look and would like to see how I created it, then just continue watching the video.
Starting with the eyes, the very first thing that I'm going to do is lay down a base. I'm using the NYX Full Coverage Concealer. I'm picking this up on a flat concealer brush, applying it to the lid and all the way up to my brow, and then blending it out with my finger. Once I've got that blended out, I'm going to go in with a Jordana eyeshadow pencil. I'm going to apply this on my lid and then blend it out with my finger as well. Applying an eyeshadow base before applying your shadows will not only help them to show up better, but it will also cancel out any discoloration on your lids and give you a nice smooth surface to work with. For our eyeshadow look, we will be using a Wet n Wild palette. This one is called Comfort Zone, and the very first color that our fashion fly has landed on is a matte brown. I'm picking this up on an E40 blending brush and placing this in the crease, blending back and forth as well as down onto the lid. Once we've got that transition color applied, the next color that our fashion fly is on is this shade labeled as the Definer in the palette. And when I say this color is absolutely gorgeous, I am not kidding. The camera does not do this color any justice. It is just to die for. It's got flecks of blue and purple and pink and is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm picking this up on a flat shader brush and applying it all over the lid and building up the color. This shade reminds me a lot of MAC's Blue Brown Pigment, but of course is a much more affordable option and is absolutely gorgeous for a prom makeup look. Once I've got this color applied, I'm going to go back in with my Sigma E40 blending brush without any additional product and blend out the harsh lines. Next, our fashion fly is on the second definer color in the palette. This is a shimmery purple color with a little bit of pink in it, and I'm picking this color up on Sigma's E25 blending brush, and this is going to go on the outer V. We want to concentrate the majority of this color on the outer portion of our eye, and wherever you place the brush down first will be the part of your lid that has the most color. So I'm placing it down first on the outer corner, blending it out in that outer V, and then slowly blending out whatever additional product is left on the brush into the crease. And of course, once I've got that product applied the way I like, I'm going back in with my E40 brush and blending out the harsh lines. Blending is such an important step when you're doing a smoky eye, so definitely don't skip this step. Take your time with it and make sure those shadows are blended nicely together. Following that, I'm going in with my Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in the color Blackest Black. I'm picking this color up first on an e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush to apply my wing, and then I'm going in with an E05 eyeliner brush by Sigma to apply the liner to my lash line. When applying gel liner, I do try and work in longer, more continuous strokes. This is going to ensure that your liner is applied nice and smooth, and once I get this applied to my lash line, I'm then going to go in and connect it to that wing that we applied earlier. Next, I'm going in with my absolute favorite eyeliner. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner, and I'm going to be using this to tight line my upper waterline. And I did apply tape to the edges of my eyes before I began applying my shadows. So once you tightline, you can go ahead and remove the tape and reveal a nice crisp edge. Before I apply my falsies, I'm going to give my lashes a nice coat using Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Mascara. This is a newer mascara that Maybelline recently came out with, and I am in love with it. I'm obsessed with Maybelline mascaras, and I absolutely love this one. I've been using it every single day, and I definitely recommend it. So if you haven't had the opportunity to try it, I say definitely go for it. So moving on to the face, the primers that I'm going to be using are the L'Oreal Pore Vanisher and the MAC Prep and Prime. And then for foundation, I will be using the Revlon Color Stay Foundation in the color Caramel. And I am going to be applying this with my F80 Flat Top Kabuki brush by Sigma. This is a very thick foundation in my opinion, and a little bit goes a long way. So definitely work in sections using a little bit at a time and just building up the coverage. And what you see me doing here is just stippling the foundation on and then going in and blending it out. And make sure that you do bring it down your neck so that you don't have any harsh edges around your jawline. Also, I did start this tutorial with my brows already done, and I will have my brow tutorial linked in the description bar below as usual. Once I've got my foundation applied, the next step is concealer. I'm using my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Medium, and I'm just going to apply this right underneath my eyes to cover up any dark circles, and then I'm going to be blending it out with my Tapered Kabuki F86 brush by Sigma. As you can see, whenever I blend out my concealer, especially when I'm using this particular brush, I always use patting or tapping motions. And what this is going to do is really press the concealer into your skin to keep it from creasing throughout the day. When you're using sweeping motions, a lot of times you can get those brush streaks on your face, and that is definitely not what we want. So to set that in place, I'm using Ben Nye's Banana Powder, and again, using that same patting motion, I'm taking my e.l.f. blush brush and patting that powder right on top of the places where I applied the concealer. I'm also going to take this powder down my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin to highlight those areas as well. And the sweeping motions that you see me doing are done with a very, very light hand and are done simply to sweep away the excess powder that has been left on my face. And then here, as I said, I'm just applying it down the center of my face to bring light to those areas as well. For the remainder of my face, I'm using NYX Mineral Set It Don't Fret It Matte Finishing Powder to set the remainder of my foundation, and I'm patting that in with a Real Techniques powder brush and blending it out. This is a very light powder and doesn't add very much additional color to your face, so I love it for setting my foundation. Here I'm going back in with that same eyeliner brush and applying this to my lower waterline, and then I'm also going to run it down the outer portion of my lash line as well. And to smoke that out, I'm taking my short shader brush by Sigma and picking up that same purple definer color that we used in our outer V and applying this to the outer portion of my lower lash line and using a pencil brush to blend it out. And once I've got that blended out so that there are no harsh edges, I'm going back in with that lid color and applying it to the inner portion of my lash line. Here I'm taking my same pencil brush and L'Oreal's Infallible Eyeshadow in the color Perpetual Purple, and I'm applying this just onto the inner portion of my lid and my lower lash line for a nice pop of color. And of course, we can't forget about those lower lashes. To contour, I'm using Milani's Baked Bronzer in the color Golden. I'm picking this up on a small contour brush by Sigma and applying it to the hollows of my cheeks, as well as my forehead and my jawline, and any areas where you want to create more of a shadow. I definitely recommend contouring and highlighting for prom because it comes across very beautifully in your pictures. Next for blush, I'm using Milani's Rose Blush in the color Tea Rose. I'm picking this up on an angled blush brush and I'm just applying this to the apples of my cheek and blending backward into that contour. And of course we don't want any harsh lines, so I'm going in with a Real Techniques stippling brush and blending that out. To highlight my cheekbones, I'm using Mary Luminizer by The Balm. I'm picking this up on a tapered highlighter brush by Sigma and applying right above the blush that we just applied. And again, as I mentioned previously, I definitely recommend this step, especially for prom, because it comes across very, very beautifully in your pictures. I'm also running this down the center of my nose and placing it on my Cupid's bow, and as you can see, it is absolutely gorgeous. To line my lips, I'm using Jordana's lip liner in the color Tawny. I'm also going to fill my lips in with this liner as well, and this will create a nice base for the lip color that we will be applying next. And of course, I'm using a Milani lipstick, my absolute favorite. This one is in the color Nude Cream, which is just a gorgeous nude matte pink. If you like the matte look, you can definitely stop here, but I decided I wanted a little bit of shine, so I did go in with a NYX Butter Gloss. This one is in the color Tiramisu, which is one of my absolute favorites, and I just applied that right on top of that lip color. And to set our masterpiece, I'm using Surprise Surprise Urban Decay Makeup Setting Spray. So I'm just going to spray this all over my face, and then you are ready to go. To me, this look is so glamorous and just absolutely stunning and perfect for prom or an evening event or just whenever you want to be on your Beyonce glam bam diva status. To all of you going to prom, I hope that you have an amazing time and make lots of great memories. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.